Hello dear students, welcome to the YouTube channel of NIRS of Class 6 Science. Dear students, in the previous class I have started the new lesson that is air around us. So in today's class, let me continuing the remaining concept of this lesson. Okay, so there is a concept here, is air present everywhere around us? Yes. Okay, so we must try to understand, so whether the air is present around us everywhere, it is the question here. So what do you have in it? Okay, so is there present everywhere around it or not? Okay, so for that one activity is given to make us understand, so the whether the air is present around us or not wherever we go. Okay, so activity number 2 is given here. Look at it here. So take an empty glass bottle. You have to take one empty glass bottle and you have to think that is it really empty or not. Okay, so when the glass is empty, it is not really empty. So it has something inside. What is that something inside? That is nothing but the air is filled in it. Okay, you just turn it upside down it. Okay, is something inside it now? Yes. Okay, you just turn it upside down, then also something is there inside. When you make it straight upright, then also something is there inside it. So what is that something? It is nothing but air. Okay, air occupies space in that. So now let's continue the activity. Now dip the open mouth of the bottle into the bucket. So now what you need to do is you have to dip the open mouth of the bottle, okay, into the bucket which is filled with the water. Take one bucket which is filled with the water, okay, and take this empty bottle and its open mouth you have to reverse it. Now dip that empty mouth of the bottle into the bucket filled with the water, so which is shown in the figure 15.4. So observe the bottle now. So does the water enter inside the bottle? So look at the first figure here. So you have made the reverse, up down, reverse. Okay, so the bottle is straight away, it is filled inside the bucket filled with the water. It is press dipped. Okay, so now whether the water enters into the bottle now, you have to observe. So now no amount of water has entered into the bottle now. So for that there is a reason. Let me explain that later on. So now what you do, slightly tilt the bottle now. Slightly tilt it. Okay, one side you just tilt it slightly. So now observe the bottle. So does the water enters inside the bottle? Yes. So do you see the bubbles coming out of the bottle? Yes or no? So the bubbles are coming out of the bottle and you will hear a bubbly sound over there. Okay, so now can you guess what was in there inside the bottle? Okay, yes. So you are right. So what is there inside the bottle? Air is present. It is air. Okay, so that was present inside the bottle. Okay, so the bottle was not empty at all now in the any case. Okay, so if the bottle is empty, is nothing but, so nothing is there, you cannot think. Okay, the bottle was not at all empty, it was filled with the air. Okay, it is not empty at all. So in fact it was filled completely with the air. So what was filled inside it, inside the empty bottle? So it was completely filled with the air. Even when you turned it upside down, even when you turned it upside down, reverse, then also the air is present inside the bottle. Okay, in upside down also it is there, then also water is inside, air is present inside the water bottle. So that is why you notice that the water does not enter the bottle. That's why we notice that the water is not entering into the bottle, because when it is in inverted position, when it is upside down position, when it is inside inverted position, there was no space for the air to escape. Okay, you are dipping the water bottle, mouth of the bottle directly into the water bucket filled with the water straight away, because so there is no way, because as the air is filled inside the bottle, there is no place for the air, there is no space for the air to escape. Okay, hence the water cannot enter, though it is dipped inside inverted position. So when the bottle was tilted little side by side, slightly, when it was tilted, what happens there? The air was able to come out. Okay, the whatever the empty air is present inside the empty bottle, no, that was able to come out in the form of bubbles. The bubbles, what you see, the air is moving out of the bottle. So the air was able to come out in the form of bubbles, and water filled up slowly and filled up the empty space which is that the air has occupied. So whatever the air has occupied the space, that was occupied by the water now, which is going to be filled up as the air and goes out in the form of bubbles. So this activity shows that air occupies space. So this activity shows us what? The air occupies space. Okay. So the concept what you need to understand is the air occupies the space. It fills all the space in this bottle. Whatever the space is there, that is occupied by the air. So it is also present everywhere around us. The air is present everywhere around us. So air has no color and one can see through it. Okay, there is no color for the air. Okay, it is present everywhere around us. So there it has no color. Okay, and one can see through this air and it is transparent. So this air is transparent. Okay, so our earth is, see, air is not translucent or not opaque. Air is completely transparent. It is okay, so you can see through that air, right? So because that's why we are able to see the things in our surroundings. So if the air is opaque, we would not be able to see anything in our surroundings. Okay, air is transparent. So our earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air. This is very, very important. All of you remember here. So our earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air. So this layer extended up to many kilometers. Okay, so whatever this thin layer of air is present, so this layer is extended up to some kilometers. Okay, in the upper area. So above the surface of the earth up to 400 kilometers. See, there are different layers: stratosphere, troposphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. There are many layers are there. So in that, so this air is present up to some height, up to some kilometers above the surface of our earth. So after which, above the surface of the earth, and it is called atmosphere. Whatever the air is present, which is layer of air which is present extended up to some kilometers in the height. Okay, so above the surface of the earth, that is known as atmosphere. So why do you think that the mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them? So while climbing the high mountains, so you must have seen, so the people who are climbing the higher mountains like Mount Everest, okay, Kanchenjunga, okay, those mountaineers, they carry oxygen cylinders along with them, okay, when they climb the higher mountains, because the as you go higher and higher, the quantity of oxygen, okay, in the layer atmosphere goes on decreasing. Up to some height only you will get the oxygen. So after some kilometers there will be no oxygen. Okay, so that you will regarding that you will study in the higher classes. Okay, so that's why the mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them. Okay, so dear students, let me stop here and let me continue the remaining part of the lesson in the next class. So that is about very, very interesting part is there. What is air made up of then? So we say air is present in our surroundings. It is a complete layer of air is present in our atmosphere. Okay, so what it is composed of, so that I let me explain in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day.